As you arrive at the newly remodeled Anderson Animal Shelter building, the first thing you'll notice is our newly blacktop parking lot. Our previous parking lot was pitted with potholes and large parts of it were gravel. The total capacity of the previous parking lot was far less than needed. Often, even before the shelter opened for the day, the lot would be full from the cars of volunteers and staff, leaving virtually no available parking for potential adopters, some of whom would leave in frustration because they had nowhere to park. The next thing you'll notice is our new handicapped accessible ramp with safety rails the entire length of the sidewalk to the shelter. Prior to the remodel, our shelter was not ADA compliant. There was no way for a wheelchair-bound visitor to access the shelter. This is one aspect of the shelter remodel we are extremely proud of. Entering the shelter's lobby, you pass the sign saying, "Welcome to Happy." And walking in, you'll notice open spaces and bright colors. The reception counter faces the front door, so reception staff can make eye contact with guests as they arrive, more effectively welcoming them to the shelter and improving our customer service. Creatively designed cat colonies in the lobbies are filled with litters of kittens during the spring, summer, and fall, and with adult cats during the winter. Spacious visiting rooms provide a location where potential adopters can visit with their new pet and fall in love. Occasionally, a litter or two of puppies can also be found in the lobby, awaiting their forever homes. The slogan, "You can never have too much happy," graces the back wall of the lobby behind the front desk. An attractive new epoxy floor installed throughout the shelter allows us to clean and disinfect, supporting disease prevention protocols. The Adoptable Cat Room, located right off the lobby, houses cats in colony housing as well as individual cages. Volunteers and adopters can walk right into the colonies to interact with the cats. Adopters find it hard not to fall in love with the cat that jumps on their lap for attention. Cats housed in individual cages are taken out and allowed to roam around the room. They are brushed, groomed, and played with by volunteers daily. Soft music plays in the background. The pre-adoption cat room is located adjacent to the adoption room. These cats are the ones who have most recently arrived at the shelter, so we're just getting to know them. Because they just arrived, all of the cats in this room are housed individually. Prior to the shelter's remodel, all cats were housed in stainless steel cages in one big room. Stainless steel is cold, reflective, and echoey, and these cages provide nowhere for frightened cats to hide, so they often became aggressive and were deemed unadoptable. The new cages each have a litter box, cubbyhole, and a hidey-hole where kitties can hang out until they're ready to explore the rest of their environment. This allows them time to adjust to the sights, sounds, and smells of the shelter's environment at their own pace. The stress experienced by incoming cats has decreased dramatically, as our euthanasia rate. Since the remodel, our cat euthanasia rate has been less than 7%, compared with over 11% prior to the remodel. We have also significantly reduced the number of sick cats in the shelter. Prior to the remodel, it was common for us to have upwards of 20 upper respiratory cats at a time. Now we have only a handful. The cat treatment room experienced a drastic change with the remodel. Windows were installed so sick cats in the room would receive natural light, and stainless steel caging was replaced with large multi-level towers. Glass fronts reduced the spread of disease, and entry into this room is limited to staff and highly experienced volunteers.
Prior to the remodel, we had to close our adoptable dog area to the public because it was loud, unsightly, and intimidating to visitors. Dogs were housed on concrete floors in narrow chain-link kennels. Because of stress, they exhibited a variety of negative behaviors, including spinning in their cages, barking uncontrollably, and lunging at visitors and other dogs.
Adoptable dogs are now housed in spacious suites with veranda beds, softened by blankets and towels. They are walked by staff and volunteers multiple times a day. Our staff and volunteers have been trained to use positive reinforcement techniques to mold appropriate behaviors and to discourage negative ones. Dog-friendly dogs are engaged in playgroups daily. This allows them to interact appropriately with other dogs and to expend some of their excess energy in a positive way. It also helps to increase their adaptability into homes with other dogs. In 2015, we reopened our public low-cost spay-neuter clinic, and our part-time veterinarian became full-time. She performs approximately 1,500 spay-neuter surgeries each year, half of which are shelter animals, and the other half are public animals. She also performs dental procedures as well as a variety of other procedures as necessary, wound repair, disease treatment, and so on. In addition, she and her staff are responsible for the health of all the animals in the shelter. Unfortunately, our veterinary clinic is located on the other side of our adoptable dog area. Now, this means that the cats destined for the clinic must be carried through our dog room, adding to their stress before surgery. At the present time, we don't have anywhere we can feasibly move the clinic, but it is our hope in the not-too-distant future to build a separate building on our 5-acre property that would incorporate dedicated clinic space along with indoor dog exercise space so we can conduct dog play groups even in inclement weather. Our food storage and dishwashing room has new shelving, a new industrial-sized stainless steel sink, and more organized storage. Our intake room is where vaccinations occur, as well as microchipping, routine blood draws, and other intake procedures. We also have a grooming tub located in this room, which is used for washing dogs and cats as needed. Our multi-purpose auditorium is utilized in a variety of ways, from a volunteer message board and headquarters to dog training and board meeting to humane education classes. Our laundry facilities are utilized throughout the day. We estimate that we do upwards of 20 loads of laundry a day. During the remodel, our previous washing machine broke, and we replaced it with a commercial washer that is much more water and energy efficient than our previous model. Aside from the clinic, the one area of the shelter still in need of updating is our pre-adoption dog area. This part of the shelter fell outside the scope of the remodel, and so it's typical 1970s-style dog holding. Concrete floors and chain-link fencing make up the caging for our pre-adoption dogs.
We understand that this type of housing is far less than ideal, and we hope at some point to be able to address this area of the shelter by replacing the floor with epoxy flooring and by replacing the caging with larger, more stress-free caging for our incoming dogs.
As part of the remodel, new smoke detectors were added. In addition, fire-rated insulation was installed, as were structural fire breaks. Fire extinguishers and emergency exits were approved by the fire department as part of our occupancy inspection. We have intentionally reduced the population of animals in our shelter so that we can better care for the needs of each individual animal. Rather than overpopulating the shelter, we have expanded our foster program so that we can care for more animals effectively.
We have made the commitment to invest in the care of our animals. These positive changes have resulted in a significant increase in adoptions, and the result has been that we have been able to help more animals and save more lives.
Since the grand reopening of our shelter in late November 2014, we have been able to accept nearly twice as many animals into care, and our adoptions have almost doubled. Anderson Animal Shelter is committed to finding ways to proactively and creatively save lives. We understand that we are part of an animal welfare community, so rather than operating in a vacuum, we work with other local, regional, state, and national organizations to find ways of improving our operations, and we assist other shelters by taking animals from them whenever space permits. Each year, we transfer in hundreds of dogs and cats from high euthanasia shelters, finding forever homes for them in the Chicagoland area. In 2014, we expanded our off-site adoption program so that approximately 30% of our adoptions now occur at locations like Petco and PetSmart.
In prior years, we averaged 600 adoptions a year. Because of our commitment to change, in 2014, we increased that number to over 1,000 adoptions.
Our goal is to save 2,500 lives in 2015 and to increase that number every year while simultaneously reducing our euthanasia rate through innovative programs designed to make unadoptable pets adoptable. Saving animal lives is expensive, however. Our adoption fees cover only a fraction of the actual cost of care of each animal received. In order to continue our life-saving programs, we must rely on support of our community and private foundations. Through this video, we hope that you'll see that Anderson is a progressive organization, challenging ourselves to maximize our organization's potential. We hope that you will agree that Anderson Animal Shelter is worthy of your support. Thank you for visiting with us.